Hey everybody, back down the beach again. Unfortunately, I've been working the past few days, so I wasn't able to get down here because on the island we've had a lot of flooding and a lot more destruction and some very, very rough seas, and I haven't been able to get out on it. She's gutting, but I don't know if you've noticed how things have changed here. Do you remember that a few videos back I was stood next to here and it was at like eye level, and now it's at the ground? And also, the beach has sand on it. You've got very old wooden bits that I've never seen before. As you can see, the beach huts didn't fare so well. So much the beach has been destroyed. There's one over there, and there's a few more that have been destroyed. It was so gutting the day that it all really happened. It wasn't even as stormy as it'd been and things like that, but where the sea defences had got destroyed so much, it just didn't have a chance and it ripped the place to pieces. We're still finding the same things: sea mice, anemones, bits of starfish. Wow! That's got to be the smallest sea mouse I've ever seen. He's so cute! There's been a little bit of controversy with these beach videos. The vast majority, and I mean the vast majority, are really happy to watch them. Something different, you know, it's not something that any other motovlogger does that I'm aware of. Of course, it requires interest and a certain amount of knowledge in it to be able to do it. But of course you can't please everyone, so some people aren't going to enjoy the beach videos. And I've been getting comments saying things like, oh, you only do beach videos now, even though I was doing like every other video was just a normal vlog. And I know I found quite a few of the same things, but that's because they're common. And it's the rare, interesting things that you want to see, but unfortunately you have to do the work so that every now and then you can find something really unusual. You know, it's by definition, a rare thing is hard to find. To give you an idea what the sea was doing the other day, it was coming over here, up over there, around the corner, coming back down and filling this bit up. There was roads flooded, there was like, you know, really deep in water. Loads of sea defences which they've been working on and spending millions on, completely destroyed. Another mantis shrimp. I noticed actually that it is in one of my reference books and it says it's only found in the Mediterranean. So, welcome to the Mediterranean, everyone. Oh yeah, I know I said I was going to go and look in some rock pools today. Unfortunately, where I used to go, I can't get to anymore. So I'm now trying to find somewhere that's actually decent to look under rocks, because it has to be a very certain type of beach. This is where it gets annoying. There is so much shit. There's so many sea mice and all the other things. And yet I can't find anything new. Let's tell you about the immortal jellyfish. And I mean that. It is immortal. It does not die. There is an animal out there, people, that has cheated death. So let's explain the life cycle of a jellyfish first. Starts out as a thing called a polyp. It's stuck at the bottom of the sea, and it feeds there and it lives there. This polyp then produces lots of jellyfish, literally whole, what they're called medusas at that stage. So they're at the jellyfish stage, and they carry on doing their life stuff as a jellyfish. And most jellyfish at that point would, you know, breathe, do whatever they're doing, and then die. Not the immortal jellyfish. You see, it has the ability that if it was to get injured, or it was to run out of food or something like that, they can reverse and turn back into a polyp. At which point they need a lot less food to survive. And then when things are good again, they turn back into medusas. But then they create lots more again. So what they're doing is going backwards and forwards. And scientists have found they can go backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And they don't ever die. That's the equivalent of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, and then the butterfly turning back into the caterpillar, and backwards and forwards. But each time that the caterpillar turns into a butterfly, it makes a dozen, maybe. Yet another mantis shrimp. I'm getting the feeling these are considerably more common around here than they were last known to be. Which means that they were here, and they've successfully continued to breed. Because I keep finding the little fuckers, and I'm not supposed to. Okay, so it's another small edible crab. I tried to show you this once before, but it didn't work. You see how on his face and around the edge of his shell is purple. It's something I've not seen before, that I guess is something you get in smaller edible crabs. You wouldn't believe how long I've been walking along this beach for, since I said to myself, right, okay, go to the next place. I know it's all going to get edited out, but I've just got this feeling that I'm about to stumble across something. There's a shore crab. Hello. Come on, crab, let's see if we can find anything together. Can you see anything? What, you're dead? Well, yeah, I know, that's probably not going to help matters, but come on, at least you can try. There's going to be something here. I can feel it in my bones. Defend me. Defend me. Get away. I have a crab. Get away. Ha, got it. No, leave me alone. So basically I have a dog now. It's coming with me. Till you get watched. This is my dog. His name's Hitler. You're right, Hitler. Oh, by the way, remember these? By the way, no. Go away. You remember these? These aren't Asian. I was wrong. But they are imports, as I understand it. No. Whose freaking dog is this? Or have I just gained a dog? I've gained a dog. Hello, dog. Are you mine now? Shall we walk this speech together, shall we? There's your owner. Bye, dog. So for a short while I owned a dog. This truly wasn't supposed to be a beachcombing video, but it's ended up being that way again. I can't help myself. I haven't got much time off at the moment. In fact, what's the time? Because I've got an appointment this afternoon with a hand specialist. That's a fucking chunky sea mouse if ever I saw one. Look at the size of that little fucker. Well, big fucker. And he's alive still. Not very well, but alive. And by the way, the reason I come back to the same beach every time is not only does it highlight how every day you can find something different, but it's also logistical because this is where stuff gets dumped. You see, the sea has places that it dumps things, and it has places that it doesn't. This is the place that it dumps stuff. Hello everybody, well you might have noticed there was a hole in the sand. Well, turns out what it was is some bones that were found, and no one really went to any effort to find out what they were, so I contacted the council, asked them, you know, has anyone looked into this? And they were like, no. I was like, well, why doesn't someone have a look? Because if you have a look at it, this is where it is. I'll show you more of it in a second. Camera will focus. And where we are, normally the beach was at about this level, so we're looking at like 4 or 5 foot of sands come off, and it will be replaced, and we won't be able to get back down to this. And I thought, well, maybe I should look into it a little bit more. So I said, well, can I go and dig it up and have a look? And they were like, help yourself. Feel free. And I was just like, okay, that's interesting. Apparently the police were down here today having a look at it, taking some bits away, some bits of vertebrae in the top of the rib cage. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, it's clearly not a body. It's probably a horse. We're thinking that some got drowned here. It seems to make sense that it would be a horse. But I'll show you what I've dug up, and I'll also show you what's a bit weird. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a leg down here. This is the shoulder blade. Leg running down, leg bone, and ribs. The thing I don't like is this. Come down to this bone. So as I say, we've got shoulder blade, leg, and then we get to this bone. So we've got a completely straight cut, then a step down, and another flat surface. I don't ever see a leg breaking that way. That flat, it's perfectly smooth. I'm trying to see if I can see like striations of a saw on it. I mean, I don't know, I'd say you probably could see some form, but maybe not on the camera, but that may be just the bone itself. How it came here, was it drowned? I don't know. That cut on its leg looks too much like it was done by a machine. Equally, some people have said it's something to do with the gypsies. Bone is very soft and it's degrading. I know there's probably a skull down there somewhere, but I don't want to dig down to it, and if I do find it, it's probably going to be a mess anyway. So as you can see, I have reburied it. I just wanted to make sure that it was a horse and not like a seal or a whale or something. From the pictures you couldn't really tell. Now I've seen it myself, yeah, it's a horse. Or at least a pony, because it doesn't look huge. So this is what I mean, see? Checking out shit on the beach. All this time, you know, I've been walking up and down here. And what do we find ourselves? A friggin' horse right there. As you can tell, I walked straight past it in the video. I didn't even notice. I feel like a twat. So here's the skeleton of a horse. And as you can see, the bit that I found was this shoulder blade, but it was flat side down. It was mirrored of this because it's the other side. This ridge was on the underside of it. Then you've got the next bone that I found, And it comes down to this bone, and it's this bone here that's been cut. So if you look at it, it's basically had its leg chopped off. That sounds weird for a horse or pony that was supposedly washed up on the beach to have its legs chopped off. I can only guess that if we found the back leg, we'd find the same thing. Maybe it was easier to bury by chopping the legs off, I don't know. It's a bit of a mystery. It's that time again, it's Q&A time, so leave your questions below in the comments. I shall be answering around 20.